Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is the Natives in America podcast. I'm your host, Benjamin Juan. With me, as always, is Sky Antoine, my co-host.
What's good? What's poppin'?
And tonight we have a very special guest. And I don't just say that about everybody. He's a very special guest. Isiah Reino. He's going with Reino? Did I get that right? I hope. Yeah, go ahead and say a little something. Introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name's Isiah Reino, and this is me. And I go by INOV8 with my rapping name. A.K.A. I used to go by Xfail. A.K.A. call me Zay. A.K.A. Zaya. Most people call me Zaya.
So Zaya's here, people.
Yeah.
You're listening, he's here. And I don't just mean on the podcast, we're actually in the same room.
Ooh.
First time in a long time, I think since Juan was here.
Yeah.
So,
live in the dungeon.
So, when we started this, I brought an incident with me.
Okay.
And this is kind of like back in the day, me and my older bro would chill outside, just smoke up, talk. But those are the incident. This one incident always had that sense of memories and just get a good vibe, So I figured since we're here in this podcast that we would have that same connection.
I like it.
So I'm gonna like this incident right here, just before we start.
Appreciate the
just downhill, smoking.
Yeah. So far, out of the live guests we've had, you're the first to bring a gift. Besides Sky's gifts that I can't mention. I just did, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, that's something else.
Let's do it.
All right. So you mentioned all those names. You go by many different things. I kind of want to go in the beginning. Start early.
Yeah.
Childhood, like what kind of a child were you?
I was a wild boy.
Wild boy.
Yeah. I don't know, probably just like funny clown, magician, kind of like, out there, outspoken, wild, whatever, I don't know. Think a lot, still do, and I don't know, the guy that's always the one to be out there, funny, whatever, I don't know what you call it. It's just me, it's in my blood, I would say, the way I am.
That's nice.
But besides that, growing up,
you grew up on the res?
Yeah, I grew up in the res.
Where at, South?
Yeah, in South. Tuparo, most of my life. Half of the time too was growing up in Newfields.
Oh yeah.
Down on the border, by the border.
Right on the border.
Yeah. So grew up over there. Shout out to all of them out there, the fam. And then, like during other times when I was growing up with my dad, we would always drive all the way to San Lucie.
San Lucie.
Yeah, my mom's from down here and my dad's from San Lucie, so we always went to go way out there.
Cool.
The far north and then the deep south. So.
South.
Yeah. So that's where my life was most of all the time. It's just always on the road and music on the road. My pops jamming. And always seen him singing in front of me.
Cool.
Joking around and being down in Newfields. So it's being with the cousins and playing guns. Running around the desert.
Oh yeah.
The water, everything. The rose kid child life.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I like that. So I kind of wanted to ask, like, right now in your current profession, there's a lot of like energy and persona and like you're projecting your voice and like creating a presence. Like, and me and Sky, we talk a lot on here about when you became an adult. Like we keep saying, I still don't know yet. So I'm just kind of curious, like, has the plane stopped at some point? Like, do you feel like an adult?
So like you're saying the first time, you know?
Yeah, like maybe an experience that made you realize like, oh, like, there's something different about me.
Let me think. Give me a minute.
All right.
I could think of what I was gonna say.
Or just a powerful moment in your life where under self-understanding or something.
I guess basically what hit me the most is when depression is what hit the most. Where I realized that, you know, growing into a teen back then was all about listening to music, you know, my cousin, you know, skateboarding, and then like, you know, jamming. And I did art a lot, you know, as like growing up, and played like basketball, sports. And then after a while, it just seems like I went into that depressing mode. And from there, I think it's every teen, but most of it too is like I lost a lot of friends in a young age along the way. So that just goes deep into another story. But that's just the thing what you guys asked me is what made me to grow up faster. And me and my older bro, we've been through a lot too. So yeah, we grew up way too fast is what I remember my mom told me.
There's looks like sky's lining up.
I can't relate to what you're saying, but is there like I know maybe something
positive?
I want to say positive, but like is having those realizations and losing someone or losing those close people in your life, was there something that like maybe inspired you to do what you do now?
Yeah.
Or like kind of like it maybe nudge you in a direction that I told a few people when I was talking that if you want to hear how like I got into his music, it's pretty long, but I always try to shorten it because I think sometimes people, it's too much for them to, I don't know, understand, or they get me, and I ask them like, what do you think? It's like, just don't give me, and they don't need to give me an answer, but, so, with the whole, like, growing up, like, I just kind of just stuck to myself, but I have friends, and, you know, friends are always there for you. And that's what I always was, is out there. Like, I never really was home. And I know, like, I just always went out and did my own thing. And, you know, my dad went away for a couple of years. Like, yeah, that's a different story. But, you know, I don't blame him for anything. Because, you know, the way I am is what I am now. So, but with that, you know, my mom, I guess she just let me go out. So I always went out and skate. Did that, you know, always started at that young age where I just blazed up all the time because that's the thing. Like, you know, everything about it was good. I mean, feel good. But besides that is when everything, losing two friends like that were close to me and they committed and whatnot. But after that, it was like just like, why me, basically, and I didn't know, but I just started, like, you know, music's our thing, rapping and heavy metal and, you know, everything, Korn, and, you know, I always jammed ICP and Sing Clown Posse and Twisted and Tech Nine, everything, it just, you know, music's music, it helps release the pain. So as growing up, then, after that, I think one day I was at school and I just felt like, this is at Barbecue, and I was just like, something needs to change, or something's not making me happy, or whatever, so I just, my dad was around now too, and he always told me if you want to move with him, then I could, and then, so, I called him and he said, are you sure? He asked me 4 times, like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to go? Because I'm going to go get you. I said, yeah, I want to go. And we called, and then he came the next day, and then I was in my room, we knocked on my door, and I said, you ready? It's like, he said, I just said, nah, I ain't turning back, so got my stuff, and just let's go. And this is my junior year,
And then during like that, just going through all that, throughout my 8th grade, through all that was like, you know, a lot within that time. But anyways, so I went to Hillden High School there, and I didn't know nobody really. I had a few friends, but I was sitting in my room at my the family house in San Lucie. So until one day, you know, like that, just having this pain and everything, I started writing poetry after the people passed away, and just anything. It was always about pain. I called it the dark shadow of pain or something. The dark poetry shadow of pain.
Yeah.
And with that, with my drawings too, but then I started writing more and more and more and more, and then one day, like during school, when I was up there, I was sitting in the room, and then I was jamming like some Tech and IC and Twisted, the Green Book, and then the Tempest IC, and I think Tech, I forgot which one. But anyways, I was sitting there, and then after that, I got my notebook, and then I was just like, I wonder how it'd be like to like rap. So I figured maybe my poetry is like, back then I thought rapping like rhyming all the time, like and you don't necessarily be like that, but so I had stacks of notebooks, and then I put on the beat. I just listened to the beat. I kind of blocked out the voice, and then I got my notebooks, and I started like, I knew most of them by heart, so I was like, and here was one of them I still remember in my head, and it was like, I was jamming Tech 9, and I wrote it too. I was like, hearing this Tech 9 in the background with a loud sound as it hits the ground all around, drinking that so cold, Chris Calico, this ain't no solo, something like that. I was like young back then, so I was like, that sounded the shit.
Yeah.
So I got more interested. I got more in my notebooks, and I was just like page after page, and just switching CDs. I got addicted to it, and I was just like, and then finally I just got a new notebook, started writing lyrics. And from there, it just evolved to where I was doing that. Then on the weekends, I would go home, and you know, growing up was a part of it, and I know we shouldn't have, but you know, everybody does. So, party on the weekends with the homies. And I don't know, when we would jam, and I think one day I just started busting, like, I just came out of nowhere, and I just started freestyling, and one of these guys had a recording tape. I forgot who it was. I think it was Botso. Yeah. But he got it and he started recording. It was a freestyle or something freestyle. Yeah. But I started like rapping, and then I got good, and everybody kind of formed a little circle. It's kind of like shy, but I was buzzed till like made me feel good together. Started doing that. Next week he come, and we did it again. But we would just come out of nowhere and just kind of do it. And then after slowly, like, Matic, A.K.A. Matt, started, like, doing that too, flowing. And then it just kind of went from there and there. And I didn't know you can rap and shit. I was like, well, I don't. But, you know, I've been, you know, alone and writing. But the one homie that I told the most was Kobe. Where, you know, Wesh. Yeah, Mr. West. Yeah. We're in his class, and we're sitting there at the table, and I came in one morning, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, I was telling her, like, you know, over the weekend what we do. Yeah. I said, hey, dude, now I was thinking about rapping, becoming a rapper, or rapping, whatever. And you know, he's like, oh, yeah? Huh. That's all he said. And I was like, yeah, like, I've been writing, dude, like, every time. Oh, so basically, let's just rewind. The whole junior year was that time where I was doing my own thing, like evolving, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Then senior came, I went back to Barbo. So that's when I was chilling with him there, okay? So from there, I told him that. Then after that, he was like, huh. Then maybe a week passed, or a couple of days, and same thing come in. I come in the door, and everybody's ready there, and I'm all late. I'm like, it's okay, guys, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here. Everybody just looks at me like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, sit down. I was like, what's up? What's going on? And he's just chilling like, So anyway, just chilling, talking, cracking up, whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, he was like, remember that shit you said about you want to rap and all? So yeah. So well, I've been writing some shit too, and I don't know, just read it the other day, and wanted to see what you thought, or maybe check it out. And he put out a crumbled paper.
What was that?
Kobe.
Okay, right.
Yeah, homie. And put it out and show me. And when he spit it, it sounded like some Dark Lotus. And Dark Lotus is with Blaze and Twisted and ICP formed together. That's what they're called. It's Dark Lotus.
Cool.
And they go beyond the mind and go beyond paradox, go beyond anything that's beyond good and evil. And you gotta listen to it to understand. But when I jammed it, heard him rapping it, it sounded like some shit like that, and I was like, damn. And he said afterwards, anyways, I was wondering, you want to come over, maybe we can spit something. I was like, yeah, dude, I have my notebook. I said, I wrote some shit similar to that, which is pretty cool,
Nice.
So from there, like that, I think we just kind of went to his pad. Well, I always go over there, even before when we were chilling, since we're with a guy, because that's my, we'll go in the wash, we'll play Jason, we'll have a machete, we chase each other, we'll be all ready to out and play some guns and shit, and try to sit with me and him and the other homie, and all of us were like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let's go on the dough, let's go try to look for some bales. I know that's everybody did, but that was like the, looking for the pot of gold.
Pastime.
Yeah. Just going out in the wash, having fun. The wash was like the beach to us.
Yeah, right.
Shade.
Yeah.
But fast forward, we started doing that in his room, and from there we just, I don't know how we got these. I think he got a hold of some beats, and they were Necro beats. Necro's a rapper from New York. Yeah. And
dark.
Yeah.
I like how dark it is.
So knowing me and him, knowing that we already jammed the wicked shit, and from there we just started rapping and we started writing more. And he would bump loud, so we would just be in his room alone. We'd just be writing, and slowly after a while it just, I won't say so much, but I'm trying to cut it a little short. But from there it's just we got beat, so we got an iPod. Remember the ones that came out with the video, you can record, they're all skinny.
Okay. No, I don't think it was that.
They're iPod, you can record. It had a camera.
Wasn't it just like a little hole? Just had
that circle, the white, and then you
shuffle.
It's still small, but it was skinny. Yeah, but that came out then, and then he had another one. So I had that one, and that one had the beat, and then we figured out the iPod had a recording. So he had a stereo on the TV, and then we'd get these notebooks like what you have, and we'd stack them on the desk, and then put the two iPods right there, and then you're sitting right here, Bob, you'll be sitting next to me, and he'll be right here, and I'll be right here, and then we'll be like, he'll say on 3, we'll press it 1, 2, 3, and the video records, and then the beat plays, but every time we had to check it, because if it was a buffalo, we had to check it. Check your shit. But anyways, then we lean forward, had our papers, and then you had the paper and the rapping. It's just we were lean and rap. I'll spit my verse, and then I'll back up. He'll come and spit his verse, and he'll back up. Sometimes we'll be standing, so we had to do some temptations, right? come back in and out, the old in and out.
Classic good enough.
Yeah, but that's when we recorded it, made it 7-track EP. We just did it, and we mixed it between native rap, because we figured, for me, how I look at rapping, my styles is it's different. It's like a balance between I'm first, I'm Vanuatu, I'm native, then second, I'm a juggalo. And that's my creativity, and for who I am is you know, both. I'm there.
Yeah.
So with that, I like to do this rapping with being, you know, who we are, is, you know, for our people, the Himada. And then there's me, for the juggalos, the family, for the wicked, for the people that love horror, love game, love everything that you know makes you imaginations. So I balanced that, and then we put it together. So it just came like some like deep wicked, you know, native like hatchet to your dome, you know. And from there, I had a friend, which was my ex, and she had a computer, and we recorded. She knew about iTunes. I know back then, you know, you can plug it in, put all your recordings and whatnot. Did that. We gave her the burn CD, popped it in, made like the first CD we made, boom, came out. We went outside. I think we were smoking, and we put in the CD player, the stereo, the little one that you can just plug in outside.
Yeah.
Played it, and damn, we were jamming it. We were just like blown away, like fuck, like what did we create? Created a monster. Yeah, and it was just all mixed with like deep shit, like culture shit. I mean, it was my bad.
Did you name the album, the EP?
No, we didn't even have a name then. And we did shows, like we did like 5, 6, 7 shows. People always ask us what our name was.
You were already doing shows? When did all that start?
What was the first?
It sounded like a step would be. So you guys figured out you could record at the same time.
I have a bad memory with years and years and dates and all the time, like exact same time at that second very moment.
Yeah.
But I can see it visually and I can explain it, you know.
All right.
So you guys all gotta use your magic. Just close your eyes, everybody. Yeah. Go use the restroom. Get 5 minutes. Come back. Commercial break. But from there, the shows. So we did the CD, and then I think we showed the homie Woody, A.K.A. homie, and then Juggler homie at that. So we showed him, and he got the brainstorm idea that you guys should do a show. Halloween's coming up. I'm like, yeah. And then he actually did everything. What he did was build a stage and know it.
Oh shit.
And know it.
Yeah.
And then he brought a couple other rappers. Well, yeah. And then he built a stage and he asked the other homie. The other homie was named Ivan, and he had a whole DJ set. And he brought it. They brought lights, and from there,
whole production.
Yeah, he did everything, and we were just like, all right, what do? And we painted our faces because that's what we wanted to do, and we've been ever since to this day. And from there, it just seems like we got there, and it was just like, yeah, everybody there. And I think at one point, one area, people were getting bit by some ants. You know, they wanted to party too, so, you know, ants in your pants. You know, better down. So, yeah, but that I just threw that in there because I remember that. But I forgot who was rapping, but I do definitely know Technique was one of the rappers that came to rap over there. And then we were the headlines, and it was me, Kobe. Oh, but I left out Matt after like we were recording the. See, I'm jumping everywhere. Back to the room.
Yeah, I was trying to set up the timeline there.
Yeah, back to the room.
Back to the room.
Long story short, Matt jumped in there, and he was jumping in often, but you know he was doing this thing like, you know, going out, but we call him, hey, yo, can you come in? And he's like, yeah, I could try. Or sometimes he didn't come, but we still did our thing. But he would come, he would drop his verses, and he did some with us, and like 3 tracks, but we did like 7 without him, but 3 with him, or 4 of them. So he was on stage with us, and yeah, we did our thing, and I guess everybody got blown away. We were blown away too, man. Like, yeah, face painting. I wish we had. There were people recording, but you know, cell phones just weren't developed yet. Yeah, you had those.
They weren't that high tech
back in the day.
Yeah, so you either had the video camera or either you had pictures.
Yeah. So
we saw that in our eyes when we're rapping. So a little flash, and but after that, you know, we did it. Felt good. Then from there, somebody's like, hey, you know, we're having a show. We saw you guys. We heard about you. You guys want to perform? Like, yeah. And then after time, it was a heavy metal band.
Wow.
We was jamming, you know, a couple bands. And I remember it was like, one was in Big Fields, and it was with those, Nico San, and those guys. They're my classmates.
Okay.
So it's just like different years, and people invite us to parties, but it's just like jamming them. Oh, so back to the first show. There were heavy metal bands. We had heavy metal bands there too, and it was I forgot the name, but I know, they were there. I'll remember next the prod. I'll bring it up, but. So from there it was like show after show, and everybody else would tell like, hey, what's your guys' name? Like, I don't know. We don't know. And then like that, and then schools, they had like an Indian day. We had a native rap, so we split it half like we did. I told them we shouldn't say these ones. We had some that were just all about native, and then some were all about like visual doom before we didn't know what. So at those shows, you know, keep it positive for the kids. What about the kids, man? What about the kids? About the hell? Just kidding. Just saying. So we would rap there, and when people see us, and then it was DJ AZ Blaze saw us, and then he asked about recording, so we came from there to there. Then DJ Desert Teal Rider or Desert Rider.
Easy Blast, that's the guy you were telling me about? This guy?
Yeah, that's the DJ,
Him and then Kenny and then Damien. I forgot his rap name, his DJ name, but they hit us up and they saw us when we performed at the show, because like Shining Soul, Alex, and then Amy, they would host shows for like the youth, and that was like the hip hop of Element, they called it. So there was like a couple of gigs that they put out, and for graffiti tagging, the whole hip hop Element, everything right now. So we did a show over there, the school bubble, then we did one, there, but then it just jumped to like Coway to here. We're going on a, how you say, Res tour. And then we had a DJ, the DJ like, yeah, I can't get there, you guys gotta pick me up. So like, alright, well, hey guys, can I use your ride? Yeah. Go. Be careful. Pick him up, bring him back, drop up, run back to it. But then from there, those guys did that like 3 times. One was behind the red, and then the daycare, how it is now. Before it was just clear ground. Before they built that whole thing, they did a show there, and they had a, what do you call it, like those stair, where you stand on
bleachers.
It, the like RV truck, but a gate,
like a platform.
Yeah, they carry big stuff, on the road.
Like a trailer?
Yeah. Trailer. Well, what is that? So long ago, I know the car.
I think we used to get back in the day.
Oh, shit. But yeah, that was in a trailer, and it was pretty smooth. And then these guys came from, they brought like Salt River, Hill River rappers. Yeah. Break dancers,
Wow.
And from there, we were the second to the last, I believe. But there was a lot of other rappers from the Tucson area, and then all over, basically. There was a lot of rappers. But we were always the ones that kind of put out an image, because we painted our faces and we would sing brutal. Yeah. And, sometimes I wasn't secure on my rapping. Like, it was too much for people, and there was kids and elders, but I still did it because, it was our thing. We did it. But if they get it, they love it or hate it. Yeah. But we made it.
Yeah.
So you get what you get. Yeah. And then I think people too just kind of, every time we perform until this day, this is always like they analyze us. They just like stand there, and then people that just, the ones that are like cool or buzzed or something that just don't give a fuck. They're like, and shit. But there's like just 3 or 1 That one person at the show that's really into it.
The hype man.
Hell yeah.
You're hired.
That tenacious dude, he's like the number one guy. But everybody always stood there and I would watch people and I would be rapping. So it'd be like, you know, seeing if they're liking it.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, maybe we're just too much what we're giving energy to them. It's not bad, but it's just something different at the time that nobody did. But I'm pretty sure when they saw the painted face, all these guys are juggalos.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You know, of course it's
jump to conclusion.
Yeah. So I'm gonna judge you. You know.
Yeah.
You're bad. You know, you're gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, man. I ain't even none of that. I mean, I'm bad, but I'm a fucking, you know, just chill guy, you know, keep it positive and, you know, I just try to be humble, you know. So, with that, you know, I can get crazy too. Yeah, anyways, besides that, where we going? Shows, did that, shows, people. Oh, then the name came about. So, we always chill and we'll be writing. We always go back to his room, basically call it a studio.
Yeah.
So, I call it the house on top of the hill. It was his grounds, and, you know, it was way up there on the east side, top of the hill. And, yeah, we would record and then, but man, fuck, we need a name, so we started thinking names and whatnot. I don't remember what, but yeah, we were painting our faces. So I don't know. And we didn't know for a long time. We got tired of it, and I'm pretty sure people were like, what? You guys are entertainers? You guys don't have a name? What kind of rappers are you guys? Get out of here. Get out of my face.
About how far into it were you guys before you started really thinking about a name? Because it sounds like you guys, like, once you start doing shows, I feel like there's a level of confidence.
So, on senior year, and then I graduated 2009, so that's when it kicked off. So probably at the end of it, when I graduated, then that's when it really got serious. Because you know, I wasn't working and doing things.
Yeah.
I was just doing the shows,
yeah.
And on top of it all, we were just doing it free. You know, we weren't trying to hustle. It wasn't even about that. It's all just about for the music. You know? Yeah, and you know, we're scrubs too, so you know, if I die, I wouldn't hurt. You know, have soda. All gas money that I needed to go. Yo, if anybody can give me some gas money, my grandma's right. I need to bring it back before at least 1 o'clock tonight. Anybody, they'll be throwing money at me, pennies. Now that was his lie, but what was your question again?
What was the name?
The name, right? Well, how deep in were you before the name came about? Like I'm asking years. Like, how many years have you guys already been, you know, meeting at the studio, doing your thing, doing shows, and then you're like, all right, we need a name. Like, how long did that take?
So, when we graduated? In April, May? I think in May. So, after that, we're doing that. So, all throughout, probably June, and then once Halloween came, because we dropped that EP, and throughout those, we did that Halloween show, the first Halloween. I don't know what year, but 2009, I believe. So from there, graduated, and then boom, and then throughout that, we just started doing shows, and so I believe maybe before that, I graduated, because after that, but I wanted to tell you the stories, I was at the ex house and I was brainstorming, just sitting there, and I'm like, man, fuck. I said, we need a name. So I went into the kitchen. I went to the fridge, got me a Hot Pocket, and I popped it in the microwave. The whole time I was just standing there, you know, you gotta wait. I'm like, I gotta wait for this. It's taking forever. It's only 2 minutes. So, going spinning as the universe was spinning with the Earth, and then, you know, the line, planets align, Pluto line, with the moon line with the sun.
Oh, what's your Hot Pocket?
Everything. It was pepperoni. So spinning, and then as time went ticking in the universe, in the Twilight Zone. Then I was like, Okay, what am I? What are we are? Okay, we're natives. Okay, what does native have? We have visions. Okay, visions. You know, like thinking. So I want something vision in it. Okay, I want to be something like vision. I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, vision. What's another word for vision? I was like, maybe visual. Okay, visual sounds cool. So visual, what am I visualizing a lot? Visualizing or visual? And I was like, what am I seeing? Close my eyes. But I wasn't really closing my eyes, but just kind of like thinking crazy shit. Boom, this and that. Vision. And I was like, you know, dead, blood, something scary. Because it's like, I was trying to think of the music, how I said it connected. So I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, I just saw an explosion. I was like, boom. Because I wanted something like, you know, whatever. But then after that, once it hit, like, ding, you know, the hot pirates, I was like, visual, and I was like, doom. And I thought, doom. Like, you know, Doom game, too, but doom means, like, boom. Yeah. Big bada boom.
Bada boom.
Big bada boom. So with that, it was like, visual doom. And then it clicked. Told him, went back around, I got it. Yeah. So, visual doom. Sounds cool. So Kobe, that's cool. Yeah, we can go with that. I was like, and even like that, we were like saying go with it for now. Yeah. It was like, I said that because, you know, I said, why don't we pick one name I'll say, and you pick another one.
Yeah.
But like that, he just said, well, just go with it. And I said, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, maybe you'll figure out a name for it too. And I have mine as visual. What are you going to say? So whatever he had, it would have been, but we just stuck with it, and then we went from there, and that's when it became Visual Doom. So Visual Doom was really doing these shows without even knowing what we were doing with the name.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know we're not fully, like, there's more stuff happening with the group. Like, you guys did shows in Tucson and the Phoenix area.
Yeah. That I will want to see. There's like different chapters in this Visual Doom. It's really, it goes deeper in there, you know, like more stories. You know, there's always good and bad, and going through a lot with it. You know, not just that personal life, and growing up, and you know, being an adult. You know, gotta work, you know. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And, you know, we had kids, you know, and that's special. You know, from there, you gotta take care of your business. Family comes first. Yeah. Then music. But then you want to say maybe let it both in between. You know, but it's what I like to do, and it's what I love to do. It's music. Nice. And but okay, so what I'm saying is, the chapter goes on to where the other group comes in, and that will be on the next one, I want to say. Yeah, because they're not here with me.
Well, just so everybody who's listening, there is a group, and we want them back. We want them on as a group, which I'm sure it'll be a nightmare to mic us all, but maybe you guys will pass the mic or something. But yeah, like I figure we should hold back just a little bit on that. You know, just a tiny bit.
I have let's go back, since I like the word you said, back. We're going to go back in time where I thought about rapping, but this comes in between where you guys and your generation connects where I was growing. So I started off, and then maybe I'll ask you guys something about it too. Okay. So you guys remember the times where in the Res, where they did shows, the heavy metal shows in backyards, or you know, you guys jam?
Skyfest. Yeah, we've jammed before, but like never for a show together, me and them.
Yeah, famous Skyfest. I was there, and Matt was there. See, like that. Wasn't even, you know, we didn't rap. We were youngsters. We were skaters. You know, anarchy. Smoking.
What do you remember about? What do you remember about those shows, or what is a memory that sticks out?
I like the fact that everybody got together and then seeing the band just performing and playing. I always wanted to learn. I still don't know how to play like guitar. I mean, you know, anybody can learn, but me and my break it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding, but just seeing everybody come together and homies and, you know, and skaters and, you know, rockers, skaters, punk rockers, and everything like. So when they were performing and being there and late, then everybody was about moshing then, you know, the whole mosh.
Yeah.
Getting hurt. They feel good. What was Chris Farley saying? He was like, I hate my father, I hate my life. But I feel great. Yeah. So I'm going to go pick a fight. So that's what it was about. And then, so when I saw it, you know, that's why I got a kick out of it. Even, can I just say this? Like, well, when I was watching, after a while, I've been to a lot of them, all around, like, the complex, this lifestyle, and then, like, a couple houses, and they're the shit, the bands, and I thought it was cool, and I wanted to perform. But then at one point, I got to realizing, like, I wanted to hear lyrics, like, words, because I like the fucking brutal, I like the death metal, and, you know, back then be like, you don't like that shit, you know, you don't like that. And it's like, always had to be somebody like trying to tell you shit. It's like, damn, I can't like nothing. Fuck it, damn. That's all we're cussing, we can hear people. But so I started just kind of like wanting to hear stuff more. So I was like thinking, what are they saying? I wonder what they're saying. Maybe I should go up to them and ask them, like, what's your lyrics? What is he saying? You know, that's where I think too, that's where the rapping came in. Because I always thought about that. And to be honest, like, there were rappers before me that came, but the thing is that our rap, what we brought into the res, and I can say it, you know, I ain't gonna lie, people probably like, nah, you didn't. I rap first. But people didn't do what we did. It was the wicked shit. We brought brutal, we brought stuff to your face to like pow, you know, and you know, this is all about horror music, horrorcore, whatever, and we combined it and we painted our faces and it showed different. That's what I meant when people thought they looked at us different. Yeah, because it's something. Even the heavy metal people thought that too. Like, they can hear our words, what we're saying, and it shows. Like, we didn't give a fuck. Okay, that's the second time. That's over now. Yeah, we didn't give a fuck. Right. What?
I know, I mean, I think...
So I'm saying back then, you guys channel. Okay, go
ahead. No, I was just going to say, like, you're talking a lot about, like, the wicked shit and dark horror, but, like...
Horse.
What is, like... I guess, what are some classic films that are... that you kind of grew up on? Because I know all these elements of you, but like, you know, I've always kind of known you to be like into zombies and
that's what I was gonna bring
like
up.
Apocalypse and just sort of just.
That's exactly what I was.
You always kind of dabbled into darkness, but like, you know, you don't let it consume you. You're always kind of. I don't know, like, even talking with you now, you're like, we can do it, like, all these different ways as far as, like...
Yeah, it's what you grew up on.
Yeah, so what are some, like, classic films or horror films that maybe you inspired this, or...
Okay, so the first thing was being like, you know, growing up when I was 4, was always Alien vs. Predator. The toys, the comics. You know, everything about it, the mask, the aliens, and all the movies, the classic horror. I mean, I would consider horror movies, you know, it's fucking crazy. You know, aliens, and then when they dropped the Prometheus and all that goes deeper way into it. And then the Covenant, you know, it's just, it all connects, and then aliens being warriors, I mean, the Predator. Yeah. And then the toys, when they come to combine together, it was like, oh shit, like, that's the shit. You mean if I buy this, it comes with this, inside. So that was always been the one. I remember one time before. Yeah, before. Like, this is something I remember when I was like 4 years old. So it's like, always growing up was Alien vs. Predator. And top of that, I always drew crazy shit. I drew dragons. I drew like, you know, Halloween. Like, even I was an artist back then when I was little, and remember Halloween. I got created in this haunted house, and I had the idea to like a window, and I put circle, and I put help, and I drew blood, and I showed the teacher off. I was like, yo, look what I made. And he's like, oh, that's nice. And it's like, I think she just wanted to say, I think it's kind of too much. And you know, my mom and dad just always inspired me. You know, they didn't judge me. Sinner, evil. You know, they always just say, you know. And I was not mad too. Like, so I'm going between art was what I always did. Yeah. Dark art too, like drawings and shit. And then the movies and the games came out. Coins' birthday, he got on his birthday was a PlayStation, the very first PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
So from there, bet you guess which game?
Resident Evil.
That's the second one I got, but the first one.
Tekken or
Oh yeah, but close.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
No. Never.
All I could think of was Street Fighter, but I don't think it was on PlayStation.
No.
That was my first dark one. Was
I just gave you a hint. It has a 7 in it.
I can't even think of it right now.
Okay, so it's Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. Final Fantasy 7.
That doesn't really seem brutal to me.
But that's where I'm telling you where the game Resident Evil comes in. I'm trying to tell you the story before the birth of Resident Evil, you know. So it was in its womb. The womb is the place that you put it in there, and then it comes. So, with that, I saw, he got it, we always go to on the mall, and then he got it, and then we went home, he played it in. That shit was scary as hell, man, and I was young, but it's just a kid. And we talk about horror movies, you know, the video store at Bash's and the Renaflix video store. Yeah. Remember that whole horror site where it's dark? Yeah. They had the light in there. I was like, no, why ain't working in here? I am a man. Alright. But our parents didn't care what we watched. They said pick the movie, so we always I got Jason. And like that, and I was young. So Jason was one of my favorites. Jason. So I always get Jason movies and this and that. And it'll be the same one too, over. So I always got that. He'll get something, boom, we always get switch. So when we go home, they didn't see what we're watching. Some of them they did, you know. And we seen a lot of movies too. It took us to movies that we probably no kid should watch, but we watched it. So me and Aquinas grew up in horror flicks, and that's, you know, I told you, like, I don't think kids should be watching it. We were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, just growing up.
So now, as a father, how do you feel the same way when your kids want to? Because all kids want to watch something scary. Yeah, that's not a new thing.
Like, you mean showing my daughter?
No, like, if they want to watch something scary, you're like, oh, go ahead, watch it, or...
Nah, go for it.
I'm not like that. I want them to understand. I don't know. We'll get on that. Like, I guess if they want to, just know you're going to have nightmares. Chucky getting you under the bed and pulling you with tentacle hands around your neck and pulling you and telling you, I'm going to kill you if you yell. So that was really a nightmare dream I had. I had a dream of it. So if you want to go through all that trauma and different, like, horror movies, I went through all that. But I still liked it, though.
Yeah.
So
you want to have it knocking on your window, going that.
Ping. I remember going through Renaflix, and like the same thing. They'd be like, "Oh, get a movie. We'll let you get a movie. Your sister will get a movie." But like, I was always at Renaflix. They used to just have the covers sitting up.
Yeah,
and I would just be looking at the artwork, like the scary shit. There's some stuff I still haven't seen to this day, but it was like I remember the artwork, and I was like, that's how I used to pick. Cause I picked from the artwork, and it was always scary shit.
Yeah, and I couldn't read back then either, you know. Like,
but I like half the shit I don't remember. Like every now and then a movie will pop up, and I'm like, oh shit, this is the one. Like this is what it was, and I kind of wondered like how much of it stuck. Like like you knew what was going on versus like it's just like, oh, I like it, I'm gonna keep getting it. Cause I used to get some stupid shit. Yeah, but like I always wanted some horror.
Some horrors? Yeah, I wanted some horrors too. Yeah. But back to the whole Resident Evil thing. So when I saw that, it really clicked in my head, and that's the day like when I fell in love with zombies, man. Zombies was always the thing. After that, when I went back to the Veneflix, like, I'm gonna get a zombie movie, and I didn't even know that they had a shitload of zombie movies, like Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, you know, Dawn of the Dead, and those are the main three that were like the classics. Dawn of the Dead, them all. And, you know, and everybody that didn't know those, but they saw the ones that they remade, Land of the Dead, you know. Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. And like, then we try to show them the old school. Man, this ain't shit even scary. This ain't even scary. And I'm like, nah, but it's the shit though. There's zombies, man. Like, yeah. And then, so when I watch it, you know, when you imitate Mortal Kombat, you watch it and you're outside. Or Star Wars, which I like it. So I would go in my art drawing and I would draw shit like zombies eating people's brain, zombies, and I do like a whole Resident Evil, and I did Aliens too. Like there's drawings of them. You know, it was pretty like kiddish, but it was really good. So from there, zombies was like the horror thing for me, and then you know, action goes in. But that's where I grew up, was nothing but dead shit. Yeah, and that's where I know about Visual Doom. Probably Kobe is the same way too. Maybe like I mean, he was. We would go chill in his pad and we'd watch horror movies, and every time we would play horror games too. You know, like Doom, and then what else horror games? Silent Hill and stuff like that. And then, like, it's just also too like the games that you create yourself to with movies. So that's what was your question, I believe?
Kind of. I was gonna say like it seemed like when Walking Dead was coming out was the hot thing, and like people were like zombies was the hot topic, like everybody was into it. Like, but it seemed like you were ahead of it. Did it seem like everybody was jumping on zombies late, and you were already into it a long time ago?
Yeah, and I believe like every shirt I fucking got like was a zombie shirt. If it had anything with the zombie on it, I fucking wore it. I wore that shit. I wore that shit, and people were always looking at me weird. The people like elderlies, and like, this fucking kid's wearing this shirt, and they were the shit. So the question was like, what was it?
No, well, it's just like when everyone's into
zombies. Okay, so like, all the people that know me now, people that grew up with me, the homies and anybody, they know that I'm all about zombies, and they know that I'm one of the top zombies horror fans. And I'm not bragging and shit. It's just that I was always that guy that, you like zombies. He's all into zombies, and they'll probably see my drawings too. Everybody knows. Whoever's listening out there, I know you know, because I know that you know that we know. You know?
I know too.
So eat your brains.
Well, I was when zombies was coming, when Walking Dead was all big, and you know it just seemed like zombies was like just like what is it, werewolves? Yeah, you know, that was a hot topic, and
I was like werewolf for like 3 years straight. Like when I was 6, 7, 8, like for 3 years. I got, and that there was a lot of werewolf movies too back then. Like a lot, and I would get those too, because I was scared of it, but I still liked it. But I do remember watching American Werewolf in Paris, the reboot, the one, and we watched it in theaters, and that shit was crazy. Yeah,
they did good. Ooh. I think I just watched the new The Thing. I guess they rebooted it and all that, and like I think what kind of sucks about today's like horror films is they no longer attempt to make it all real, like 3-dimensional, like they're there, like a lot of it's digital now, and it's almost disappointing because like the true like hardcore effects designers, they made it real. Like they took stuff, in real life and created these monsters like aliens. They were there in the room. When they were acting, that machine was there.
Yeah.
Leaning in and drooling and fucking about to rip your head off.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more to it than what we're really doing today. Like we lean a little too heavy on computer graphics.
The green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think like soon, like how they bring back these trends, like how do you say it, like things from back then.
Yeah.
They bring them back.
Yeah.
I think in the future they're gonna bring it back and they're gonna be twice as brutal and gore.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays in this time they look at it like it's too gory, it's too much. These generations don't want to see, or we don't want to show it because it's all about money and graphics. Like,
there'll be an audience.
What too is, or they'll do like
in the future, and then they'll do that.
A director's version, like the one he wanted to do, but the studio didn't allow it.
Injustice,
it's too much for the theater.
And then in the future, since now that they're bringing up like files from aliens, like, well, we want to let you know that aliens are real. Like, no shit, they've been real. We knew it already.
Yeah.
You see the government shit try to lie about it, like they ain't real.
Well,
but now,
you see that one?
Yeah.
Dude, that was interesting as fuck. I like that it was like based on, like they had the real recording.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Like, how the hell is that made up right there? Like, I think it's ridiculous. Like they even tried changing the name, like aerial phenomenon or something like that, unknown aerial phenomenon. Like they're no longer calling them UFOs. They're trying to change that. Yeah, they're like, we're rebranding. They're fucking releasing this. Like, now we admit they're real. It's like, bitch, we've been seeing them. Like we have the internet now, guys. Like you guys are way late in this coming to the game
now.
We've had it this whole time. We know. Like maybe you guys should, get with it.
I think they just come to Earth because they were just trying to rent Pootie Tank. We were just trying to rent Pootie Tank.
What a time.
Yeah, try to take.
So, back to your music. Was there ever a time, like maybe before you even started rapping with Kobe, like was there ever a time where you kind of felt discouraged? Or you didn't keep going, where you thought about not going on?
Oh, dude. With me, like now, I mean, I learned that right now with this, I'm almost like, I don't know how to say it, like, I'm depressed, but I learned how to, I'm learning, and I still do. It's like you're happy, and then like, boom, the person like, oh, no, fuck that, you're depressed. I'm like, I'm depressed. And then like that, I just go around and around and just trying to learn. So I'm trying to like now like cope with just talk to my demon or something. You're depressed and understand it, and to understand it, to know why and what to, not feel the way. But it comes and goes. But now I lost your question.
It was if you ever felt discouraged or
so with music, I always felt like I always thought what people thought of, and people, and you maybe not show it, but I still, I'm still gonna put it out there. Then I would think about it. Maybe I shouldn't have said this, and then there's times where I was like, maybe I shouldn't. I should stop rapping,
Jeez.
And it just felt like maybe because I was depressed and pain, I just always still express it through my writing. Yeah. And from there, I just put it out there, like every rapper says, like, they rapped about it, the pain, and then they put it out. But my thing is, like, I don't put too much personal, but I put the energy there. Put it out there.
Yeah.
So with that, I doubt myself a lot, I question myself a lot. People say, you think a lot. I know I think a lot. And I'm just that person that's just always, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, Aquarius. Yeah. But like that, I'm just always trying to do the best and be there for people, and tell them that they're not alone. Like with the hip hop, the native rap. See, I didn't explain that part about, I explained Visual Doom, but I didn't really explain the whole native side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like a verse is like, I said, open up your mind, feel me on this rhyme. We native people been here since the beginning of time. Show respect, are so connected to the four element. The tribe is what we represent. We the unities, not enemies. You know.
Nice.
It's just something like that. Like,
yeah.
I just always try to. I want to be there for the people, because basically my whole music too, I want to deal with it with the positive. There's always going to be, you know, the yin yang, good and bad, and whatever, angels and demons and whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So why, in my head, why you gotta rap about this one genre or topic when you can do all genres or do all different? Because that's what I like. Man. I want to do everything. I still want to be in a band to this day. You know? Yeah. Like some Perfect Circles / Mudving / Dope / like Corn. Just like something like that mixed all together, and I just want to study that. But back to what I was saying about music is that oh man, I'm getting lost in it. You said about pain. You said
about feeling like not continuing.
Oh, continuing.
I mean, I think you already nailed it. But like you've kind of brought up how you brought up supporting the native side.
Oh, getting so excited.
Here.
This I always tell people like that do hear me out. I want to rap for the people about suicide, and I don't want them to suicide. I don't want nobody to go, because I've been through that pain, and I know damn well I can't take my own life away. Like, I mean, probably as much as I wanted to. Like I say I would, but I know I can't. But the pain feeling's there still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that still eats you inside. So it's like, you know, it hurts. You know?
Yeah.
So, and some people in the end just get to the point where they say, fuck it. You know?
Yeah.
And that chain reaction just goes through family, through friends, through the daughters, the sons, to the grandmas burying them, the grandpas, uncles, when we should be burying them. You know, somebody said that a couple of times from different people. But it's just, you know, I saw an elderly at one of the traditional runs. She was crying, and she was an elderly, probably 70. She was crying. We were at the fire. They asked people to come and talk to her, and from there we just I was choking up. I said, because one of her grandkids committed suicide.
Yeah. And
she was crying, and I never really seen that, you know, like an elder cry so hard. But I gave her a hug, and I told him, the guy that was with her, that told us to get together for her, that I know the pain, and I know what she's going through, and just, I blessed her. I have my feathers in me, and, you know, I got feathers, a fan, and, yeah, I just hugged her. I was crying, but, you know, like, I don't want to go too deep in it, but I know maybe it could sometime, but, you know, I lost probably at least, like, 7 friends to suicide.
Jesus.
More than that, too, I would say. I'm just remembering the ones that I did. And then friends that you just lost that along the way.
Yeah.
So, it just seems like I'm tired of it, you know, losing people and people losing families and friends, and you going through it too. It just sucks, because I lost 2 friends in that 1 week.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
You know, one of them, you know, was my like girlfriend, basically. But I was young then. I didn't know like why am I had to go through that? You know what I mean? Was it meant to be, or was not, or anything, or
questions?
You know,
Yeah.
and you're always wondering. But then it's just like I want to tell people out there, like, you know, my music, and just tell them, yeah, you're not alone. I know the pain, and it may not be the same, but the pain feeling is there.
Yeah.
You know, and we're here for each other, because that's who we are, awesome people. You know, we're supposed to be for the family. You know? Yeah. And that's where the native comes in, the rapping, because that's what I want to do too, is to tell us we're strong, you know, we're whole, we're still here, and we always are going to be here till this day. And to carry on that tradition. And I'm still learning as well, and that's the thing about it, what people think about me, I would believe, but I always get this feeling that people are all like looking at me like, oh, this guy's all bad, or check out this guy, or he thinks he knows it all, or yeah, Isiah's always got to be the one, has to be the guy. And it's like, when really, I thought we were cool, you know. I thought I can express myself. I thought this is America.
I thought this was America.
So I thought like that, you know, like, dang, like, guess I'm just that one guy that tries to be all whatever. So, and really, I'm just me, dude. If you really know me, you know, if you're a good friend to me, I'll be a good friend to you. And if you're not, then you're not. Simple. So that's why I think where a lot of things come in with me, and you know, and sometimes it's family too, and the close people that do like make you feel shitty. And you know, you thought that they would be there for you or support you. And you realize in the end, I always go in circles. You realize, like, you don't want to say fuck them, but you know, you are you. You are special. You have your own life. You're meant to be for who you are in this earth. You're not them. They're not you. So fucking just be you and do your thing. Whatever makes you happy in life, you know, just do it. And, you know, I'm not big or anything. I ain't trying to be out there. Like, even with the music, the Sky, like, I know I should promote myself more, but I'm the guy in the back that's like, kind of, I do, but I don't do that. It's like, yo, check me out, you know, look at me, you know, hit me up, like this and that. But I should be though. But I'm a guy that just analyze and just kind of, you know, if you dig me, you know, it's cool. Like, if you dig our music, if you don't, then same thing. Hey, well, that's cool, man, you know. So with me being me, it's just the tradition and the hardcore, and I just combine. That's what I mean. I'm everywhere. Like my whole personality, my ego.
Starting to good to see that.
Yeah, and that's what people probably just think like I'm weird. And then like that, I think too with my personality, people fucking think I'm all like fucking 20 or 23 or 26 and shit. Somebody even thought I was like 19, and I was like, no, you know, I'm 30 years old, man. They're like, what? You're all old. And then they started saying you're old. And I was like, oh shit, well, yeah, but it's cool because I don't know. It's like when you grow up, it seems like everybody has to be all like, you know, you hit 30, oh, I can't do this. I'm old. You're old. It's like, why not? Like, you're still you. I still feel like I'm all like back then. Doesn't mean that, I mean, I grew up, but I still fucking love the shit I do. And still when I was like 5 years old, you know, why do I gotta like, nah, I don't do it anymore. I'm all grown. I work, I do job, come home, do that. And I do that, you know, with my family. I support my family, and I do my best. That's all you can do. If it's, you know, may not, how can I put it? You just do your best, you know, to be there for your family, and hope they appreciate it. And I know they do, but at the same time, maybe they expect more, and it's just like, you know, you're trying, you know, it's just all we can do. Or what you always say, do or do not, you know. So with that, it's just everyday life.
Nice. Man. Amen, brother. Yeah, that's, what is it that,
I think I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
Where we escape not wanting to be a kid and just thinking, oh, because I've reached this point in my life, I can't no longer do all these other things. And
what do you mean?
No, I mean, I think a lot of times is that because we're afraid of being judged, or we think that what we're doing is like we shouldn't be doing. But I mean, I think a lot of it is just being critical of ourselves.
I think this is like kind of an off topic, but it's a thing. Like, I think like the old anthems, like from back in the day, they still try to carry their own, like how they do things nowadays, and we're evolving with this technology and moving forward. That everything's just no. Well, we always did this. The council member says no, we did this way, so we're gonna stick it to this way. And then by that time, other people are way ahead in advance and making money, and then us like, oh, well, we should have did it. Well, didn't we say we should have? Hello? And it's just like saying like, oh, well, now we are, but you didn't listen to us and generations or people that really tries to make moves. You know, make moves to. It don't even have to be about money, but it's to be there for the people. Yeah. To educate or whatever, like our own selves. Like what I'm saying is with that, like older folks still think we should do things. And even like with the global warming, we can't go outside and just stay out there all, you know, like maybe you can handle, I don't know, I'm just saying like everything's changing, you know, the world's always going to change, things are going to change. Yeah. You know, and we should all make a change with it, together. But people, what you're saying about being old, I'm just saying like they just think we should be in that spot. When really we should move out of it. Yeah. Dang. That's heavy.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's almost like brainwash before you get brainwashed by something else. But then I also think too, because like, have you got to that point in your life where you feel like the old friend, and then there's all these youngsters like coming up where you're like, oh man, like why are you doing that? You know, like do you ever feel like you're being the judge of the younger generation, or like you said, like, or is it just something you don't see? Because like I get what you're saying, where like, man, I don't want to be old, I want to still be young, but yeah. You see it in the
what they do?
I guess so.
What kind of, how age are we talking about? Just what kind of generation?
No, I mean, I think just because like you said, like
things are changing.
You're not 19, you know. You're.
I said that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like the kids, like the teens now, what they're going through is a lot different than what you went through.
I think, like, if they hear me, I don't think they'll probably just not listen to me at all because it's too much. Nowadays, it's just straightforward for these kids to just do anything that they'll just do it, and they won't think about it. They don't think before what they do. Now, I'm not trying to say all of them are like that, but I would think that's what they think. Yeah, you all tell me. Yeah. But like that, I just still think, like, you know, because I see it, like they do. They're more outgoing, these kids. Yeah. And then with me, maybe I'm more like this wise person, like, man, you're boring. My daughter said that to me. She said, you're old, Dad. Because I had to take the bus to go to class, you know, and that money is gas money for me to come back from Tucson. I live in Tucson, and I come to Sellers to work. And so, you know, my blood money, I need that money to get the gas, you know. So one day I was like, all right, I'm going. I got my skateboard, and I have a skateboard still to this day. But I hardly ride it, but it's there. But I still got the moves. It probably hurts my ankle after I ride it, though. But I still don't want to get back into it, though, you know? Yeah. And then I walked out the door and I said, what? You taking a skateboard? I said, you can't ride.
Watch this.
She fixes it up and I said, you're old. You're old. And I was like,
old little girl. Kick flip.
What did I say? I said, I'm old, but I'm still cool. And I closed the door. I closed the door on her. I said something like that. I said, old, but still cool. And I closed it.
Mic drop.
When hopped on my board, right? So wait to the bus. I was riding downtown. And then that time, if you go on my TikTok, it shows me riding my skateboard. That was that time when she said that to me.
Oh man.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
So your daughter called you out on it.
Yeah, she always does. She always calls me out. She's always saying stuff about me, about being old. I just crack up at her. It's like, yeah.
It was like, it just happened today. Like, you became old today.
Yeah, straight up.
Earlier you mentioned your feathers. I'd like to kind of hear more about that, like how that started. Like you said, you gave a blessing, and I was like, damn, I didn't know you had it like that.
Yeah. So I always saw the Unity runners running, and I always felt left out. Like I wanted to be a part of it, and I didn't know how to go about it. And I always saw them running, and that's the thing I forgot about me. I'm always been a runner my whole life. My dad taught me. My dad's always telling me we'll go out in the mountains, chico bro. I'm like, go play, or go out. We'll go out hiking, and I will be always the first one. And he always tell me to do things, like, you should. So he took us everywhere around this rest, just, and I still want to do that for my daughter and my son too. So with that, I saw them, and then the school, the chico good, just hit the school up, and they said they're looking for runners, and I was ran. Then I did another run I saw before. They said you need runners, and people knew. And I did cross country, 5th grade, what I told you about last night. So I always been a runner. And from there I went my first year, and I think maybe 2005 or 5 or 6. I think 6, but yeah, my first Unity run, did that. Then the next year, the run, it's really powerful. You know about the Unity run. Yeah.
Seen them, yeah.
Yeah,
never did it myself.
Yeah, the one from Chutawara to Red Mountain to connect all of us Optum people that we're not separated. We're all, we just migrated. Is that the way I'm saying? But even in Mexico, we're everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
But tell us like we're brothers and sisters. So. And we bless the roads for the people, and for everybody, and for our ancestors to carry on that tradition. So I done the runs, like I think I did it like 9 years now. But one like maybe my 3rd year, and I just running, and I would run for like the nation staff or like somebody's staff. They'll give it to me like, you're on this for I still don't have my own staff to this day, but at one point I was like asking, it's like, how do people have cool feathers? And it wasn't like not about that. I knew what's to respect and not to judge and not to be nowhere. Like just saying that's a cool feather. Whose is it? Like, who's it? I was like, dang, that feather is pretty big, like beautiful. Yeah. And this, and they'll tell me it's my uncles, my mom's, my family. Wow. It was somebody that passed on. And just always felt like I always wanted a feather for myself. And I believe I first received a feather from I don't know Latin, but Deborah, because I ran for one of her staff 1 year, and she offered it. So when we offer the feathers, you do it 4 times, like 2, 1 to receive. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you give it to me. We did that, and then that was my first. I think it was an eagle or a hawk. It was a hawk, and it was nice. And then the next year, a couple years later, Amy gave me. We went to the back of the truck, and she said, "I wanted to gift this to you." And she did the same thing. She was gonna give, and I told her the whole 14. We did that. I don't even know. Wow, man. It's been so long, but I do remember we went to the one, and we went to a trip. And we came around, and she opened the box. She said, "I want to give this to you." I think she said, for everything you've done. And, and that was my second one, and it was big. It was, and it was nice. And I had 2 now. And then I always ran with them every year. Those 2, I always ran. And even though I didn't have as much as others and have staff, but I always ran with it and prayed and took them with me. And then after that, 1 year later on in the future, we went to Chin, one of the ones out that way, and there was an elder man, and he spoke, and we were stopping there to eat, and he spoke about his life, about he was blind, and he just wanted to share about his story about taking care of ourselves because he had diabetes.
Yeah.
He was diabetic, and he kind of said that, you know, he appreciates us doing what we're doing for them, and he said he grew up on the farm because, you know, the Optums went that way to work.
Yeah.
And no, we didn't tell these people. And I was telling my coworker about it because he said, "How do you think you get diabetic? You think because it's from drinking or just not eating healthy?" And I was just like, "You really asked me that? Like, pretty sure you know, but why did you have to say drinking?" But the guy told me, he said, he was talking to all of us in the cafeteria. Everybody was eating. Half of them weren't listening because, you know, there's kids. They're you know, educating the unity run.
Yeah.
And you don't blame them. They're tired. They just want to relax and have fun and eat.
Yeah.
But he said that he was working, and every day he had a 6-pack every day at work. And no, we didn't teach them these things about being healthy. And they wish they did, because a lot of elderly are now diabetic. Probably even so about drinking.
Yeah.
No, they just thought that would be cool or okay, but now drinking's taking a toll on them.
Yeah.
And but he kind of paused when he was saying that, you know, just take care of yourself, because now I can't see, and I wish I could see you guys. And he kind of paused, and I was way back there, and I was just like looking at him. He kind of started like choking, like tearing.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of said, "But yeah, like, thank you. I just wanted to share it." And
cool.
He was an elderman, and he had his wife with him, and he sat down. You know, when I really hear people, or when I ever feel, I get emotional. You know, I get really emotional too. That's one thing about me, and maybe because of depression too. I don't know. Maybe I have all this different
part
things.
of it.
Yeah, like I have anxieties and depression, and I try to tell them. Some people tell me like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." And then it hurts, because like, dang, like, I guess you know me. Like, I try to tell you, I try to open up to you, and all you say is I'm not depressed. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's fucked up. But I went up to him, and he was eating, and I talked to him. I talked to his wife first, and I told him, there's him, and I said, I heard your stories about you, and, you know, I just wanted to say that I hear you, and I took everything in, I appreciate you. And I just wanted to say if I can do a prayer for you, do a blessing. And he was like, "Oh, yeah." He had shades on, you know, cap. And yeah, he said, "Yeah." And I told him, what did I tell him? These feathers. I didn't have my fan then. So there's another run I did. It's called the Peace and Dignity Journey.
I remember that.
Yeah. And then, but I ran with those 2 feathers, and I put it on our nation staff, and that's a whole other story right there I want to talk about too. But I told them, I said, these feathers, they've been to Guatemala, to the Aztec temples, they've been to oceans, rivers, lakes, because that year was about water, because water's life. But every year is a different, you know, blessing. The children, the elderly. That year was water. So I kind of just explained to him that everything was, this feather was everywhere, and I wanted to bless you for it. It's been through a lot of journeys. Yeah. The Mayan temples, it touched it, and you know. And I put it on in his chest, and I was just, you know, praying. You know, you know, I ain't no Makai, but you know, if you have that good heart, any people,
vibes,
anybody
energy.
can do that. It's, you know, just gotta be positive and, you know, have a good heart, and to just, you know. And people told me, "Are you a Makai? Do you have feathers and all that?" I'm like, no. So why you have those? Like kids?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're looking at me, they're like looking at me somewhere, and I'm like, nah. I say, nah, I ain't, but, you know, I would just say I bless, you know, I can bless.
Yeah.
You know, it's like saying a prayer. You know,
Yeah.
it's like saying a prayer before you go to sleep, or say it for somebody. You know, people say pray for me. So it's the same thing. You know, I'm gonna pray for you. And yeah, I prayed, and I did it for him, and then I said, okay. And so he shook my hand, and, you know, and he's blind. And he said, thank you. And he, I left, and then at the end of the journey at Red Mountain, yeah, we were there jumping off that rock. I was the last one because I was so scared, and everybody was gone, but I finally jumped it, and so happy about it. It's a big cliff, like a 2-story. The ones that are listening out there, I'm pretty sure you know, but yeah. I came back to the camp, and I saw him walking up with his wife with the blanket, and he had his fan in his hand, and he said, it's like that. And I have it. And he told me that. I appreciate what you did for me, and I felt it. And it made me happy. And he put his fan on his, and I wanted to give you this. And everybody, like my grandma and a couple of people, kind of like, like, because it was big and nice, and you know, it was something. You know, I almost didn't want to take it. I didn't want to because it's too much responsibility, and I do take care of it, and I feel too sometimes I should take better care of it. You know, but that's something hard. But when I almost didn't, and I was choking, and I was tearing, but I said, yeah, I didn't know what to say. He wanted me to. And I'm thinking maybe because too, like, I don't know, I really don't know why he did, to be honest. And he can't see how the way I look, but he felt something. I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, maybe I'm just what I did for him, he appreciated it and felt that I could carry on because he's not here to this day, and I'm sorry, I really feel bad, but I see him, and I know they told me he passed away, but I can't remember his name. And it seems so messed up that, but I can ask my grandma. It's just like, you know, I don't really talk about it. I mean, I'll talk about it if anybody wants to listen like that. I'm talking too much. People probably just think like it's kind of boring. I don't know. That's like that. The way I think. I think things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
And then it's just experience too. People probably just think like, you know, they don't want to listen. But anyway, so I got it, and that's how I received that fan and my feathers, and that's how I have to this day.
Where did the blessing start though? Like what? Like, did you see it somewhere as a kid? Did somebody in the family do that before you, and they took you along? Like, where did the blessing start?
It was always my dad.
That's not. Oh, it was.
Always my dad. My dad always, you know, took us out in the desert, and he's always encouraged us to do things and
traditional things.
Yeah, running. I guess in a way it was just always me, and then, you know, being part of school and learning, and you will see the dancers, and you wanted to do that. You know, we all been a part of the dancing. I'm pretty sure. Like Miss Enos's class.
Miss Enos.
And then like that, just seeing, like, I don't know. I just always, and then like that, you thought it was. I always thought, to me, like, other tribes had it, like the tradition. Even though you're African, you felt like you want to be like them. So, I don't know, it's a weird thing to say, but that's you being young. But
the tribal envy or something.
So I just wanted to say, like, I grew up. It was always me too, as well, wanting to learn, and I always wanted to be a part of it. And I don't know about, you know, I always thought it was cool. Like, just to be a part of the whole tradition. And like that, and my art too, it's not all about British stuff and all that. I did a lot of drawings of, you know, the mountains, cactus, and it was pretty good. And every year in like Keith's class, he always gave me 4 awards for 3-4 years straight. And it's not like cause I just get into it.
Yeah.
I was into my art. I'm an artist. And that's the thing about it with me. I don't, to this day, I still don't consider myself like a best or anything. I don't call myself a rapper. I don't call myself an artist when I know I am an artist and I am a rapper. And I should be saying these things, but I don't. And I don't know, maybe it's just something in my head that just doesn't tell me to.
I think you're very humble and very modest, and you don't. Well, like I said, you dabble in a lot of different things, and you do a lot of stuff that, you know, it's almost like that. Putting a label on you doesn't really fully
kind of cheapens it.
Doesn't really fully say who you are, because you do more than just rap, and what you do it well. And same thing with drawing. Hopefully we can get some of your pictures for the video, because
I was gonna ask that.
I know there's a lot of artwork that you have as well.
Yeah. Well, one of them, I don't know if you guys, the behavior health 1 year, because they're like, you know, every summer job they're like, in school, I mean, when you go to the district, like, you ask what's your hobbies and whatnot, and what do you look at yourself as? And I was like, I don't know, painting, drawing, I do art. Oh, alright, well, you're a groundskeeper. It was like, oh, okay. But actually, 1 year, they actually said that they're looking for artists to do a painting. And I was like, oh, cool. So that year I went. I was my second year. Yeah. So when I went there, and then it was a 4-room wall, and then it was at the behavioral health. So alright, we're gonna paint these walls. And I was just like, oh, alright. And then he said there's 3 others. This guy, this girl, and then who comes in the door? Bet you don't know who comes in the door.
Ross.
We just brought him up earlier.
Wish?
No. Okay, I'll just tell you. It was Matt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was Matt.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, hey, what's up? What the hell? What's up, man? Yeah. So it was cool. We had fun. We painted it.
How long did you guys have to paint? I've been in that room.
It took a whole month. Isn't it like 4 weeks working?
Wow.
It's a month, right? Yeah.
Did they really have to design, or?
I designed it. Well,
nice.
So the story with that, like, they told her that, and they said, well, what do we do? And they said, just anything that has to do with tradition, like, you know, something. I didn't know what they meant, like, when he used his room for, you know, people to come in here and to let them be in peace. And I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, do whatever. So I was like, they gave us a laptop, and they said, so I was like, alright, well, me being an artist, like, let me look in Google Images, typed it, and then I went, saw a bird, I went to Autumn, and I saw a lady with a basket under a wattle, and then I saw an eagle, a deer, and then I do my own, so the one that's facing west, there's these 4, Autumn people, I don't know, I drew some Autumns, with the cowhide, you know, and the thing, that's probably, I would assume that's what they had. Yeah, so they had the shauka, and then they had the feathers, and they're dancing. But I drew them straight with legs. Like, there's a lot of things now that, you know, you could fix, but it's like, then, you know.
Yeah, no.
So, the first image was an ocean, because I thought the pilgrimage, the blessing of, you know, they went there to get. Yeah,
the salt.
Yeah, salt. Come back for the people. So I was like, okay, so west, I'm going to do that painting there. So with the sky. And then I did the ocean, and did the people, and I was like, yeah, that's the shit. And then, I drew the Watho lady. I already know how to draw Wathos and everything. I just sketched it all from that little paper when I printed. I did everything, the face, and then I did a staff. I don't know, you'll see it if you go in there, people. If you go to behavioral health and you do the acupuncture and you sit in there, that really does help. And I know some people say they didn't, but I'm like, what? Because it helped me, man.
Yeah, no, I think it does help. It does help.
Yeah, and they play like the flute music.
The beats, yeah.
The flute music, and it's, you just lay there and you just, sometimes when you say everybody goes, they go, and it's like,
it worked.
Yeah, no.
But it's cool because you can just lay there for hours, and you know, when you wake up, you just feel like a whole new person. Kind of like a sweat, maybe.
Good power nap. You know, like a good power nap.
Yeah, and then when they take it out,
feel refreshed.
I've never seen this room. I've never actually.
I mean, acupuncture.
No. I remember Joel was doing it for a while, and like seemed to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were shooting for.
Well, Maggie used to do the beats.
Yeah. She was doing it professionally. Yeah.
And that really helped too with me and my, like, she said, whoa, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know, I mean, I stress and I, like, think too much, and I'm always, like, depressed. I just straight up told her, oh, okay. And then she put, like, one on my head, two on my legs, and my arms, my wrists somewhere, and then 3 on my ears, and then it's like when you get out of there, you feel good, and then no matter how much you try to think, like, not trying to, but depression, or you try to think bad, something's blocking it. And it just doesn't, it's like a force.
Yeah.
And it's just all weird. And I'm like, oh, there's somebody killing, and there's a man, there's a demon, and there's nothing. Just testing. I just wanted to test it. But it really did help me, and I feel good for a couple of days. And it just helps a lot. So every Thursday I always went and did it. But back to the room, I did that, all the sketches. So one thing about my art that you guys don't know, I suck at colors. It's colors I can't do, like, I get frustrated, even when I was young, like, if I do it, you can't go back on that color, and I'm like, and I just, like, it bothers me. It really bothers me.
Yeah.
So I just always had to draw it in a pencil or a pen. Well, I started doing good in pens nowadays, but back then I always used a eraser.
Yeah.
And then when I would try to do it, I would just get nervous. And I'd put colors. I should have put that on. Like, I just listen. So with that, with the paintings, the guy was named Miguel. I'm sorry, I just know the first name. That's the one thing about me with names too. It's hard to remember names, like last names. People are like, you know, like, no, like, kind of don't. But I just remember their faces or their first name. Yeah, but his name was Miguel, and he's the one that brought the paint and told us that what we're gonna do. And he was pretty cool. He was a cool dude. He was cool. He was an artist. He does murals. That's right, with murals.
Yeah.
I can't say mirrors. People kept telling me, like, mirrors. Like, what's that? So I'm doing a mirror. Like, what's a mirror? And I was like, oh, you mean murals? I was like, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, but he told us, like, the coloring, and I painted too. We did everything. We did the outline first, you know, paintings, you know, you do the outline first, and then you put in the details. And I did that. So basically, let's just say I did mostly all the sketches in there, but that girl, she did the side of the flowers, and the guy did, like, basically, let me say we all did it, you know what I mean? It's all of us, we all did it, but I was just trying to, like, remember, like, we were everywhere in that room.
No.
But with
I
me,
remember being there.
I did the sketching, and then they did the painting. So I want to say they did the paintings more than, even though I did the painting too. And then after that, one day we're like in the middle of it. Some guy comes in. He's all looking at it. I'm like, kind of like scary, you know. He had like that Joe Dirt haircut, and he's a real like, dark Hawking guy. He's looking all like, huh? And I'm like, who's this guy? He's looking at Matt. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. And he started lifting. He's like, huh? He's like, alright, we're gonna do this. These guys are gonna be dancing in the mountains, and we're gonna put this right here, and we're gonna. I was like, whoa, like, who's this guy? You're changing up my, you know, my drawing. And I felt kind of like, wait. Then it turns out he was an artist too, an older guy that does murals too. So we had two older people, Miguel, and then this guy was named, I think, Jerome. Yeah, and he's from Westville area out that way. I think he said he was a medicine man too. But he came in and started talking, we're gonna do this and this and this. So I'm like, what the hell, dude? But then he interviewed cool. I mean, yeah, you know, they're good guys.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then we did that, yeah. He changed it up, and it was cool after that. I mean, I didn't mind, but I just wish it was still the ocean, but at the same time, he said he made the waves more bent to realistic, like, kind of, you look at it. Then at one point, I came to work, to mirror him, and then I saw a dragon. I was like, whoa. That's actually a dragon with wings in the sea. So like, what's the dragon? I kind of figured because it was the Optum legend story. Is it winter time yet? Can we talk about that? But you know the story about the ocean, the Optums with the big, they call it like the big lizard or whatever. But if you really think about it, you know, the Chinese with the dragons and the medieval with their swords and midnight, you know, and nights, and then like other stories that connect from ancient times. What was in the ocean was a sea dragon. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he drew that, and it just made me feel like, whoa, like, that's cool. And I always thought too, they said they described it with something big sucking in people, you know. So it was a dragon, and he thought it cool, you know. So I was like, man, that was mind blowing. So I was like, alright, this guy's cool.
Yeah. He drew a dragon, he's all,
alright, you're cool.
Yeah, you're cool.
What do you think? He said, my boy loves dragons. That was a T-shirt. You guys know that song? Yeah.
Is that Starsky Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna get a little weird. So I want TJ. Well, yeah. So, you cool, man. Yeah. So we did that, and then here's the one I always told people while I was in there, but I don't know Matt, but I always remember this because it cracks me up every time I go in and I see it. There's this cactus by the door, and Matt, yeah, he did everything, and dude, we used to get blazing at lunchtime. Back then, you know, when Dro was hardly around, Matt would get that from Phoenix because his fam, and he came down, and that was when Dro was barely coming here. I remember when the dime used to cost a dime. We would go out and get blazing, and it was good. So we would just go in that room. We had that computer. I don't know what website we're on, but we got into where we can jam music. There wasn't no YouTube then, too.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just like...
No Pandora?
Yeah, I think it something like that. It was something.
Oh, okay.
I think it was
like streaming, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking iTunes. This is a lot older, it seems.
Yeah, and you pick whatever, and it had at least 2 or 3 songs. So we would jam, and we would put that music on. That computer was ours, that laptop. So the second man always been on that laptop. So like, yo, dude, come play. Yeah, but yeah, it was cool. He'd get down.
What were you guys jamming? Do you remember?
Like rock, I guess. Like I never couldn't jam it. I don't know. Oh, the radio stations it could pick up. So we listened to KFM80.
Oh.
Yeah, 92.1.
Oh.
What were you gonna say about the cactus?
Oh, well, I wanted to talk about like, blazing and all that. So coming in doing art and doing paintings. Man, I got paid just to get blazed and paint.
That sounds
oh shit, maybe I shouldn't even say it because now. But I was like freaking 12 years ago. 15 years ago, man. Yeah. Hey, you guys got what you want?
It's moving on. Yeah.
Anyway,
inspired the art.
You know, artists.
It goes with the title there. Yeah. It's implied.
Yeah. So one day, we're painting. I think after a while, like Matt's like, this is what I'm thinking. He probably like, yeah, I'm gonna get down. So he started doing his own drawing, and he drew like like a girl with like, you know, traditional, and he drew like hands way up, and then at the tip of the hands had a pottery, and like that, holding his arm stretched in the hand, and drew the hair but no face, but just drew like a shirt and then the dress like optimally, but she's holding it way high with the arm stretch. And then he left for lunch, and I think Miguel was like, he looked around and he saw, he's like, who drew that? And I was like, I didn't know. I was like, Matt? And then he's like, alright. And after that he got he got the brown and covered it. But you still see it, kinda. And then I was painting, and he comes in like, yeah, what's up? He sat down in those chairs, they're real comfortable. Now he's like, oh, that's fucked up. I heard him, but I didn't hear him because I was on the ladder, because we were way up there too. And I looked down, and I was like, what's that? So, oh, that's fucked up. So he pointed like that. And I just started, I don't know why, I just started busting out laughing because it was just so funny. Like, he just came out good, but then come in, like, you just hear him say, oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, the way he said it was just, I don't know why, but to this day, yeah, it is fucked up. It was like funny, I guess. It was messed up, but still, like, to this day, I consider it like a ghost. So if you're really looking at it, it's a hidden story.
I want to go see now.
It's a hidden story that you'll see the lady still holding it. And I was like, that's something like nobody don't know, but I know because I was there.
Yeah.
You know, and you see it, and every time I see it, I crack up at it. But it was cool because like I see it, and nobody don't know this story until if I point it out to them and tell them the story. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to go needled up. I'm gonna go get some acupuncture and check this thing out.
Yeah, looking like Night Professor.
I'm still like, you still hungry?
Yeah. He's like, not either. And I do a lot of, with me, I don't know what I'm saying on this. Like, Clarence taught me, like, he taught me a lot more than be blazing outside, and he taught me a lot of things that maybe we shouldn't be talking about, but this is deep. It's like a lot of knowledge. Clarence is a smart man. He fucking read books. And he'll even just know shit. But yeah, he would tell me a lot of things that not that the way I am too now. You know, like, if it wasn't for him to tell me, we went deep into like, you know, like, I don't know how to say it, like a spiritual, like, I don't know, like a connection. Like we're over our age basically to know things. And from there, like, you feel things, you see things, and something. Yeah, it's called life. It's called Sixth Sense. Yeah, you wanna know? I see that. But no. Okay, so let's just say that, and then I do a lot of subliminal positive messages in there. That's in that room. You know what I mean?
It's kind of, you need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whoever's going in there needs something like that.
And they don't know that.
Yeah.
But
that's subliminal.
I do a lot of things and that's good and positive. Let's just say that. Yeah. I'm not saying what or what, but I do.
That's cool. No, I went in there before knowing you, because I remember you told me you were in on the artwork, but I just remember going in there and being like, whoa, this is cool. This is pretty powerful
imagery.
And room. I mean, just the room, the vibe.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not bragging about it. I'm just saying it. You know, I'm not trying to. Yeah, you're gonna feel it because of me. You know. Can you feel it, Mr. Crab?
No, but that's cool though. I mean, I think that's like when you can work with a bunch of people and
I never told nobody this.
Figure stuff out. Yeah.
So, this is my first time saying, and maybe I can say it now, but I don't know. Just So with that room, it's really good and positive. Oh, my dad helped me too do the maze. So if you see the maze in there, so I'm not looking. I just see a maze right there. So, I mean, got you.
Dang.
Yeah, he helped me. And 1 year, I guess everybody was gone. Oh, they went to workshops, but I guess my time, everybody, you know, in the summer they do workshops. But my district didn't do on that day, so it was just me. My pops came in. It was just me and him. And the McGill, he wasn't there. But my dad's an artist. I don't even know why he don't draw or anything, but he's really good. He's really good. Maybe that's why I'm good at art, because of him.
Yeah. But
he don't do art. But he's a musician. He knows how to play drums, saxophone, accordion, keyboard, you know, bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's where I say where the music comes. I'm not a musician. Musicians like playing, right? So, but I have it in my blood.
I would consider you a musician.
Yeah.
My uncle does accordion. My uncle's a guitarist. My other uncle in Washington, he's a guitarist. My dad's everything too.
Yeah.
And it's all on my dad's side. Basically. So music's in my blood. And my cousins out there and other people, it's in our blood.
Yeah.
Music is always there.
No, I believe you.
So
I would say like art and like deep feeling.
Yeah.
That is
so blame my dad. Yeah, but, you know, my mom, she took good care of me, you know. I don't blame her for anything like what my past or anything like what I went through. You know, like, you know, maybe they did some things too, like they did or wasn't there or whatever, because they weren't there a couple times, but they were there, but you know, they weren't there. I don't know, it goes deep, you know, I don't want to go into that, but just, I say, I don't blame them for anything like that, you know.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I just carry on and just look at it as my own problems, you know, that I dealt with, and yeah. But what was it? Oh, he helped me with the paint. Yeah, and he did it really smooth, and he did both of them. Came out nice.
Wow.
So that one maze, I just didn't do it myself. He did it too.
Cool.
So
that's fucking cool.
That's pretty powerful.
Collaborate on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like appreciate him like that. So he always comes and helps me. And then nowadays, you know, I just want to ask, like, he always tells me, you know, I'm here, you need me, you know. But sometimes I really try not to ask, because, you know, I want to try it, you know, I am a man.
Yeah.
At the end of the same time, you know, that's the thing about life, that people, you know, we all need help. And we all need that encouragement, or we all need just to be there. And, yeah. Can't do everything on our own all the time, but if you can do it, then, you know, that's cool. Yeah. You know, you can handle your thing. You know, do your thing. You don't need nobody. Because I know some people are like that. They don't depend on nobody and be independent, and they take care of their own family. So, you know, maybe there's a girl with 4 kids or 3, and she's independent herself, you know, taking care of running business, while that guy's probably out doing whatever, or still in jail, or maybe even getting another lady pregnant. You know? Yeah. I don't know, am I going off topic?
I know, I get what you're saying. I mean, I think, well, not blaming anybody for how things turn out, and kind of, you know, owning your own, you know, your own path, your own journey, your own, you know, what you're trying to see before you can't see anymore, you know?
I like that.
So, you know, it's like, I think that's kind of where we talk about, like, the transition from being a kid to being an adult. Like, when you're a kid, you can kind of blame things on people, but then when you're an adult, you kind of have to somehow take ownership of, you know, where you're at in it all. Because blaming people and pointing the finger of why things are the way they are, you know, that can get tiring. You know, it's not. But no, I that's pretty cool though. That, you know, reminds me of a writer that his father started like a journal, and he named it after his son, and then he named his son. Kind of passed on the journal, and he kept it going. And so it kind of reminded me of that, where, you know, your dad kind of came in and helped help you do the painting. But it's true though. We do, even when you get older, you still need your parents, and if your parents aren't there, there's still a lesson. I think there's still a lesson because, like maybe someone doesn't grow up without a dad, and they grow up without parents, and the lesson is more harsh, but it's still a lesson they're learning from the parent not being there. It's almost like, I gotta take this on myself.
And I see a lot of people too, like that, that are they're carrying themselves strong.
Yeah.
They have it seems like people, like, everybody's strong, but it seems like they're twice as to be strong. You know what I mean?
No,
I think that's something like that.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of the stuff we've been talking about is that balance of, like, you use the word depressed, and I think that's just almost of like to know the true meaning of happy, you got to know what sad is, and I think we have to go through all those emotions in life, good and bad, to have a real life, like, this is what it really is, because I felt high and I felt the lows, and this is kind of what it is now.
And you just explain, like, the whole podcast of what it is and what it became. People, we didn't plan this out. We didn't say, all right, we're going to talk about this. Bob just cuz here, just put it on, all right, press play. And it just came about, and I was, to be honest, I was nervous, and I was thinking about it, like, what I'm going to say, what if I say something wrong, but I feel like you say just talk, like, I know, and this is how I always am, and I always am,
There's no rules.
And
kind of let you take the wheel and go with it, go for it.
It's explaining, like, good and bad, and all that, with the music, I do good. He's zombie, bad guy. He's I'm a bad guy, but does it make me a bad guy? You know that song?
Nah, but Nah, but I think you go to places where not a lot of people want to go. And you show things that maybe someone chooses not want to see, but doesn't mean it's not valid or not right or not something we shouldn't be doing. I think it's more like there's beauty in everything.
I've been through a lot, and everybody's been through a lot, and that's the thing about it. It's like everybody has their own stories and own chapters in their life of their book. And what you're going to do is, like, just stick with one page, repeating it over and over, and just live your life like that, work, home, sleep, this, that, work, home. That's what I mean about when you're saying, like, why don't you do something you like, instead of make that chapter thicker for your journeys in the end, so when you see it, you can look back on it and to know what you done in life, too. What makes you happy, instead of, like, man, I should have did this. And no matter how old you are, you can still do things. Like, I mean, I don't think, if you're 70, you ride a bike, maybe. But then again, I don't know, maybe. I saw this old guy skateboarding, and he was all like, going sideways on Instagram. I was like, dang, he looked old, but he was skateboarding. But all I'm saying is, wait, I got lost again.
The journey.
All good, bad journey. And just growing up and just do what you like, and just don't try to. Well, if you're happy with your life, being the simple life, then But I'm the guy that's always wanted to do something. How you say? Outgoing, or outgoing person.
No, I get that. I'm listening to the Dave Grohl. He wrote a book, and he talks about like every day is a fresh new page. Like if anything can happen in that day, and it's like every day you get to kind of write something different.
Yeah.
I wrote this one-liner in one of my raps, and it stuck with me. It is, let me see what it says. Once a legend is told, once a legend is told, another one begins.
Yeah.
And it's just you yourself. You're the legend. You're the one that's telling your story. But once you go, your story will carry on, and it will go to the next generation. And what that is, the culture too. The hymn of that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I laid something here, you know, you guys got out of it, or anything, you know,
Definitely.
good or bad, or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot in it.
Yeah, and this is how I always talk every day. And you know, when people see me working, you know, I mean, I'm a janitor, so just imagine I'm just a janitor guy. But people do open up to me though, and that's weird. Like, I always like listening to these stories. People tell me things like, now I'll talk to them, like going in the office. There's certain people that just like talk and tell their stories of their lives, and I've been everywhere, bro, in all the buildings, and at least one building there's always one person that's willing to talk and open up. And I don't even try to ask them, or I just ask them, how's your day, or good morning, and then they'll tell me, and then when they bring something up, like, oh, so what are you doing this, and from there it just escalates, like how we did right now. Then they get really deep into it, and I'm like, cool, like, why are you telling me too? I don't think you should be telling too much personal, but you know, I'm not the guy to judge and to say that, and they just tell me things, and I just kind of like, well, maybe this or that. And you know, I just talk, you know, something like that.
You're a trustworthy guy, you know. Yeah.
And you know, one thing, you know, don't think we're all perfect, you know.
No.
I ain't perfect. I've done things, I've seen things and whatnot, and regrets. You know, it's life. You know, you learn from regrets. You learn from the bad, and if you know, you live, you learn. Basically, the whole saying, whatever. So I just want to throw it out there, just to, say.
Yep, man. Where are we falling on time?
I think we're there.
Are we there?
I just want to do a closer if you guys don't mind.
Cool.
I like that, again, like you said, I didn't know where this was going to go. I kind of tried to visualize myself, like, alright, what are we going to ask? You know, what are we going to talk about? And I think we've done better than I could have imagined. I feel like when I got to know you, it was more in your later years, like your adulting years, your rapping years, and I was grateful for that. Like, oh, like, I finally get to connect with one of my cousins. Like, you're there this whole time. It's like, damn, when do I get to talk to you? When are we gonna have our time?
Yeah.
And just grateful to be here and listen to this. Like, you got me a couple times where, you know, my eyes kind of welled up and my chest got tight, and I was just like, damn, like, you're a feeler, you're an empathy, you know, you're run by empathy, and I think maybe that's why you go so deep in your feelings. And I like that there's so much more to you than what I met. You know, I met you in kind of like a confined, oh, we're in the studio, so this is what we're doing. And now I'm hearing your thoughts and your blessings and your experiences, and I think it's kind of beautiful. Like, I think there's much more to you than, you know, what meets the eye or what we hear in your lyrics, or, you know, I'm looking forward to going to seeing these paintings and your artwork, and I just feel like what we've opened here is the first stage, and what I'm hoping there's many more. Yeah, like I want to hear more. I do.
Like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, I feel closer to you, and it's like,
I want to hear more Dirt.
Yeah, well, maybe down the road, but like, I think this is a good start.
Here's the red road.
Yeah. So it's.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad you came out. Like I hope everybody takes something home. Like I like that you're kind of pushing self-awareness and pushing forward, like with the approach to mental health and suicide and all that. Like, it was dark. I feel like we went in deep, like right out the bat, like dove into it. You know, it got dark right away, but it was meaningful, and I felt it. Like, I I could hear it in your voice. Like, I'm sitting here, like, my mind's half here, the other half, like, I'm watching the dials and I'm listening to, like, your tones, and what I was hearing was, like, you know, the shake in your voice, the tense. I could see, you know, that's one thing that people aren't seeing is your face and your body language. Like, I'm sitting here next to you and I'm watching you and listening to you talk. I think that's why I wound up getting choked up. I was like, damn, like, you're feeling it. And you had these beautiful experiences, and, like, they're yours, which is great. I'm getting choked up now. But it's like, I'm glad you came on. I hope everybody takes something from this. That it's like, you know, live your journey, do your journey, and do what you love. If you're in any kind of trouble out there, you know, there's people out there like Zaya here that are willing to hear your story. If not for anything but to let you get that out. And like for you, I hear writing and art and music and all these outlets. I'm glad that you had them. I'm really glad because you're here. You're here with us. Yeah. I'm really, really happy about that. And I hope, you know, anybody take something from this.
You know, everyone is inspired too. You know, art.
Just keep going. Yeah. And I hope you keep us up on your journey. I want to pay more attention. You know?
Yeah.
Glad you came.
I hear you, bro. And
you have any like last word to say to the Res or the nation?
I just want to say, you know, shout out to everybody out there that's listening, and the ones that didn't, you know, shout out to all you guys, and that will listen in the future, anytime then. And you know, carry on yourself, be strong, and you know, we all go through pain, like I said before, but you know, you're you, and just hope the best for you guys, everybody, and carry on our tradition, our culture, and to teach one another, and to be there for one another, because that's who we are as people, you know. It's the Himalaya. And pretty much, Oh, another thing, I'm still doing music, and I may not show as much, but it's in the process, and I know I say it most times, but it's there. It's all on the computer. It's just waiting for that bloom or that special time. Yeah. It can be any time. But it's there.
Camera sharp.
There you go. That's what I always said. Okay, I want to, my lady, she's like, hurry, this and that. I was like, wait. I was like, can't rush art. She's an artist. We just both crack up. Yeah, we usually my lady crack up. And I want to shout out to everybody, my family, my friends, my son, my baby girl, Salamina, Smashwood, my girlfriend, Jasmine, and my mom, my dad. I could just sum it up for one. Everybody.
We gotta cut you out right now.
My
kitty, music.
Lulu, Drizzy, my cat. Shout out to my fairy that passed away, Luke. There's something I wanted to say to you guys. I think that was it. Yeah, more music.
Oh yeah.
Alright, keep a lookout. You know, my name's Isiah Reino. Hope you like podcast. And I go by Z-Innovate. And much love and respect. Peace.
Beautiful. Nice out, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.